Triple H has significant plans for a top WWE star. Plus, an NXT team are reuniting for a main roster push, and a former Ring of Honor champion was offered an AEW contract after Dynamite. It's all in the wrestling news right now. I've said it once, I've said it 10,000 times. I'm enjoying watching Terra Rising terraform Titan Towers, and that continues with significant plans, according to a source, for a Raw star. Who are we talking about, Adam?
We are talking about the leader of Judgment Day, Finn Balor. According to WrestleVotes, they say, I'm told that significant plans are lined up for Finn Balor in the future. I don't know exactly for what those plans are, but he's a strong favourite of the new leadership group. Expect Finn to play a big role in the foreseeable future of WWE. And I think this is excellent news. I'm really, really happy about this. After he won the Universal title, then had to drop it straight away, had to relinquish it due to the injury thing. He did some great work in NXT, but he never really regain that momentum, did he?
No, and with Triple H sort of guiding his career, I feel like you're going to have that momentum stay.
Yeah.
I always remember a video did the rounds, which kind of showed me just how passionate Triple H was about Finn Balor and his persona. There's a video, and it's on YouTube somewhere. It's of Triple H showing Finn Balor how to do his entrance. So
what
it's Triple H doing the Finn Balor entrance, right. Like on NXT, go in this corner, do this, do that, like, which shows like he was really like hands-on with how he puts it together.
Oh, sorry, he was putting together Finn's entrance for him.
He wasn't doing it on like an episode of SmackDown for the Bants. Like it was.
Right.
It was.
I thought it was like one of those fan experience things where you get to pretend to be your favourite superstar. That's very sweet.
It was like when somebody changes the entrance on WWE 2K.
Yeah, right.
But I think it was him just kind of workshopping it with Finn Balor. So like that was years ago. So I think there's always been that passion for Finn Balor, and it's hard not to love that. A great wrestler, great talker. The demon stuff, I believe, is still something. Even though that the last time we saw the demon, it was a malfunctioning ring that cost him the title, and then nothing else was said. Regardless of that, I still think there's some mileage there.
Yeah, you know what? I think the guy's just money, full stop. Yeah. Despite his booking, he's always felt like a star.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where he is on the card. He still feels special when he comes out. So I'm excited about this. The guy's 41 years old now. So we talked about it with regard to Bobby Roode, who I think he's 46 or something.
Oh, that's old.
Maybe even that. Anyway, you want to do it sooner rather than later again. So yeah, good luck to the guy.
Absolutely. We're going to get some changes to Gunther's name, not the one that you're thinking.
Oh dear.
Before you get too excited. So you may notice on some of the advertising for Extreme Rules, they are capitalizing Gunther. They had it in regular lowercase before, and now it's gone back to capitalization. It's a tiny thing, but this is how Walter was represented.
Yes.
Represented with the capitalization of the name, which kind of means that I don't think they'll change it back to Walter. No. I think that they'll stay in this particular lane now, but they'll try and dress him as much as Walter as he was before, including capitalization of the name Gunther.
Yeah, there's not that much analysis to do here, but I would suggest that Gunther in capitals feels more imposing than Gunther in title case.
Yes, it does.
What else do you say about that?
Thank you very much. Which was kind of, I think a few people thought they should change Fabian Eichner's name back, and I thought, well, no, there's no need to do that because he's only been Giovanni Vinci for about 10 minutes when he was brought back into the place there. I must admit, the pop when they announced Imperium at Clash at the Castle.
Yeah.
On a night where pops were aplenty, we popped and we didn't stop in Cardiff. But the pop for the mention of the leader of Imperium, everyone, way, we're doing that again. That's good news.
It's cool. It was the perfect place to do it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm used to Gunther now. It doesn't really bother me. I thought it was crap at the beginning, but it's like with all these things, you do just get used to it.
It's a name, isn't it? Yeah. It's a name. An NXT team reuniting in the news today for a main roster push. It's not the one you're thinking. I think a few people went, oh, Gargano and Ciampa.
No.
Who is it though?
In the share. So it was noticed by a fan, or I guess a lot of fans, but it was tweeted a week or so ago that Indus-Sher had been teaming together on an NXT house show. And so it looked like Veer, despite the massive monster push that he received under Vince was going back to NXT. But we got a bit of an update on this, and it looks like there are main roster plans for the duo. Veer Mahan has been sent back to NXT and put back in the tag team with Indus Sher. The idea is to have them as a main roster powerhouse team, a slot they haven't had since they tried with the Authors of Pain, and that Luke Harper and Eric Rowan did for a brief period of time. But in both cases, injuries came at the wrong time and Vince lost interest in them. And I think this is really a solid shout, because Veer became a meme. And if you have him come alongside Sanga and wreck people, I think people will quickly, hopefully, forget that, and they will appear as a dominant, decent threat.
It's going to be hard to avoid them both coming at the same time.
Spunk. Like a wanky joke.
It's a spunk joke. That's what it was all. Was it that all along? I don't know. I'm too innocent a boy. Brock Lesnar news. This will make your eyes water if Veer and Sanga coming at the same time doesn't. Vitamin Sports tweeting that they are having their first ever private signing with Brock Lesnar on October the 28th. If you want an autograph of Brock Lesnar, it's $199. If you want a belt autographed by Brock Lesnar, add another $50 on top of that. You can get rookie cards and event tickets signed by Brock for $500. Why is it like a rookie card or a ticket so much more expensive?
I asked this question, and I think it's just because, like, trading cards, is that what they're called? Is this like a Dolls action figures thing? I might have called them the wrong thing. Trading cards do appreciate in value more considerably than title belts, which can actually lose value in the long run by getting them signed. Apparently so, anyway. I mean, to be honest, like, people are going to go, oh, that's a lot of money. It's Brock Lesnar. He doesn't do many of these sorts of things. He doesn't do, like, big fan conventions or anything like that. It's a bit of a rarity, and I think those prices, given the star power of Brock Lesnar, are pretty just.
How much did you pay for your photo with Brock Lesnar? You two hanging out like an amazing tag team.
Had a whale of a time. I don't know why I put my arm around the bloke.
What went through your head when you went, like, because I think we're a bit alike in this mindset where you go, you kind of got one shot doing this.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put my arm.
Honestly, I wasn't really thinking. So I got the picture, and it's just like, if I get a photo with a fan of the channel or something, I always try and make it special. I always try and I like, not give them their money's worth, give them their views worth. So I did that without thinking. But ultimately, I think what did go through my head is, you know what? If he does kick off, I can probably take him. I've got an inch on the bloke.
You do tower over Brock Lesnar, which is fun to see, and he looks delighted with the hug as well.
Oh, he had a whale of a time. He said, I'm never going to wash this t-shirt or suit or whatever I'm wearing again.
Wash this skin again. God love him. After Dynamite on Wednesday, Big Tony apparently offered some contracts to at least one person.
Absolutely. Following his loss to Chris Jericho for the ROH title, this will come as a surprise to almost nobody. Bandito offered a contract. The Observer say, while we don't have confirmation that Bandito is signed with AEW, we do have confirmation that he was offered a full-time contract immediately after his performance in the loss to Chris Jericho in Philly. It would be a good get, wouldn't it? He's very talented.
He absolutely is. Whenever I hear about, like, Tony and AEW offering contracts to people, my mind, I can't help but go to that place where I go, you've got a lot of people already.
That's the thing. I struggle to get excited about it as well. As much as I really like Bandito, and I do.
Yeah, he's good.
Taking nothing away from him, will he quickly become just another bloke on the roster like so many of them have done?
And that is an issue that I think AEW should definitely address. I mean, people will argue that they've got Dark and Dark Elevation and Rampage and other specials and stuff, but there's even with all those shows, if you had a smaller roster, you could showcase those people much better. You have people on Dynamite that start a feud and then you don't see them for a couple of weeks and then they come back again. Some people quite like that approach in wrestling, whereby you get multiple stories for over several weeks and they pop back pop back in and pop back out, and that's fine. But I kind of feel like you run the risk of these stories going cold if you let them sit for a couple of weeks. And,
I agree. The only two people care about are Dynamite and Rampage, aren't they?
Yeah.
Even Rampage, even less so than like with the Punk debut and everything from then. Like viewing figures have gone down. I would argue that being on Dark, and especially Dark Elevation, it doesn't benefit the wrestlers that much. It's just sort of there, isn't it?
I think it's a nice thing for them to say that they did that they've done it, and it's it's a chance to showcase on probably a larger audience they would otherwise have. But otherwise, again, because it's such an oversaturated roster, it's like, where do you slip in there?
Yeah, maybe it's good for like the non-contracted talent who appear on Dark or Dark Elevation come along, and it is good for them, isn't it? And they can say that they've been on the show and everything. But if you're contracted to AEW and you're there, I don't think that many people are following those storylines and matches too closely.
Best of luck, Bandido, though.
I've done it again, haven't I? I
did
this with Bobby Roode. He's a bit old, and I didn't really like his wrestling. I like the entrance and everything. Bandido, that's great news. Congratulations.
Don't get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
I did take you down that road, to be fair.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You have a nice trip. We'll see you down the road. More wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com.
What's on your mug before you go? I haven't even seen it. I know it's a thing. Oh, you absolute tosser. Come on.
I wonder what will happen. Love you, bye.